Happiness and education. One of the most important aspects of our life, and indeed one of the crucial ingredients of education, benefits, so to say, from the wrong approach. That is, in school from early age, the most tender age, I'm thinking, we are primed, we are conditioned to have the wrong approach towards success, towards happiness, and so many other things. Indeed, an idea came, so I will put it down, not to forget. No pain, no gain. That's what I remembered, which is wrong. Harvard professor Tal Ben-Shahar mentions this, and he says that's wrong. On a side note, I will add that there's so many others that are wrong. Think all is fair in love and war. Really? You can't have the cake and eat it. That's something our greatest philosopher analyzed, and saints in general. He said they're so wrong. And there could be more examples. But in school, they keep saying, you learn to get good grades. You need to learn to get good grades. Then you need to get a good mark in an exam. And so on, access later on to a better school and then to university. And after that, you need to get a good job. So for that, you need to, again, study hard. Enjoying through all this? No. Again, no pain, no gain. Wrong. Positive psychology and experts in general have demonstrated that no pain means more gain. So people who are happier have better results. And plus, this is the model of the rat race. I'll be happy when. But then there's the syndrome of what then? Hedonic adaptation also. You reach all those things. You have a job because this is what you've been told you need to do. And with a job, you need money and material things, which is wrong. You should spend money if you have it on experiences, traveling and so on. And in fact, if we came to this, money are not so important. Studies show the lottery winners and others. Lottery winners, I keep mentioning it because they're people who stumble into more than $1 million. That's the point of that research, and it's discovered. It has been discovered that they have, yes, a peak of a few months, but then they return to a set point of happiness. We have the studies made by the wonderful Harvard professor Daniel Gilbert, who talks in his Stumbling Upon Happiness about myths. I'll be happy if I move to California, but then it turns out, and other things like that, people who move to California, again, adapt the hedonic adaptation, adapt unless they do some things, and that's the point of these things here, to talk together and see what the secrets of happiness are. They go to California, they get used with the palm trees, the wonderful ocean and everything that's nice, and they start seeing the smoke and so on. It's true that humans have this tendency. This is how we were programmed. We were programmed to be careful with anything moving in the bushes, fight or flight response, and not sit and enjoy the roses, the sun, because throughout millennia of evolution, these were the people who got eaten. So we have a predilection. We're more open to negative things. That makes sense to some extent, or made for people in the Stone Age and then later on. Even now we have to be careful to perils, but we need to be positive. In terms of education, there's the Pygmalion effect, the Pygmalion myth. I will not get into that here and now. But basically, teachers who believe in their students obtain better results from these students. And it works in so many other ways. When students are told in these tests that we're telling you this professor will have a wonderful performance. The performance of the professor got better. managers and workers, workers versus managers, and so on. That's a crucial element. Resilience is another thing. On top of teaching our children, students to enjoy the ride, to enjoy the climb towards the top of the mountain, as Tal Ben Shahar puts it, to enjoy learning. On top of that, or aside, grit is one of the most important, again, ingredients, elements. Some studies show that this is more important than IQ. And they have tested that with children who were given the choice between taking a cookie now, or if they wait, they can take 2 cookies later. And those who delayed gratification, that's the technical term, have been shown by this research to have better results. And it's both professional and in their private life. And to mention this before ending, but this we'll get back to this in further sessions. Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, terrific thinker, has come up with a formula of 10,000 hours of study or exercise over a period of 10 years, which will grant you access to the top. He has studied this with Mozart, Beatles, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and so many others. And it's a wonderful book that you could, maybe you should read.